Guess who's back, back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Alright, hey guys, welcome to a brand new video and welcome back to another presentation. And this is on, it's for math, it's for Hispanic Heritage Month, I guess, and it's like Spanish mathematicians, I guess. But yeah, my presentation is on Jaime. It's Jaime, get it right, Jaime Escalante. I didn't even finish my sentence. I was gonna say it right. No, because you're stupid. I'm not stupid, even though I look a lot like you. I'm ashamed to share the same face as you. Okay? Why do you gotta insult me all the time? Yeah, but it's on Jaime Escalante, whose full name was Jaime Alfonso Escalante Guerres. I think that's how you say it. Guerres. Okay! Anyway, Escalante was born on December 31st, 1930 in La Paz, Bolivia. As a child, he spent a lot of time with his grandfather, who was a retired teacher and amateur philosopher. Imagine being an amateur philosopher. Like, he wasn't even a real philosopher, he was an amateur philosopher. Jaime was the second child to be born to... Here, I don't even know these people's names. I'm not even gonna try. Actually, can you say it? Because I clearly don't know. No, man, I'm not even gonna try to say Zimbabwe. Who names their kid Zible? Alright, Zimbio and Sarah Escalante. I find it kind of weird that his grandfather's name wasn't known, but his parents' name are known. His parents were poorly paid teachers, and they didn't get paid much, so they rented a house from a doctor. They only had, but not a house really, it was only like 2 rooms. But they rented out 2 rooms from a doctor. But this proved to be a big problem because the Escalante family consisted of 7 children. 7 children, alright? So that's like 9, that's 9 people in total in 2 rooms. Like, holy crap. Would not want to do that. When he was 14, his mom sent him to Calixto, a prestigious Judas high school, where his favorite subjects in school were reading and social studies. Go on. It was math. Of course, it was math. Jaime's father was very abusive when he was a child, so his mother moved him and his siblings out into a different part of La Paz, just to get away from that abusiveness. I bet that guy, being abusive, was a very good teacher. Like, imagine, like, your kid just didn't get homework done. He just goes, bah! Get the hell out of here! You didn't do homework! I'm gonna beat your ass! And the parents at the time probably wouldn't condone it. But I was gonna say, but Jaime didn't want to go to a engineering school because he was really interested in engineering. But unfortunately, his father did die, and his father somehow was getting more pay than his mom. They didn't really go into that, but they're both poorly paid teachers. But apparently, his father had more money, and I guess he didn't write a will or anything. So I don't know where the money went, but his father died, so he could not afford his engineering school. So instead of going to engineering school, he joined the army for a little bit. So after he was done with the army, his friend convinced him to go to Normal Superior, which was, a school to teach teachers how to, become teachers, because he wanted to be a teacher. I mean, his grandfather was a teacher, his mom was a teacher, his dad was a teacher. He's got to be a teacher. And when he got his degree in math teaching, I guess, he went and taught in Bolivia for about 12 years teaching math and physics. Until he decided to move to the United States. While he was in the United States, he did go get a new college degree, and he also taught. He also worked at a bunch of different jobs, so he can teach himself how to, speak English. Which there's probably a better way to learn that. I can imagine him doing that probably did not go over well at all. Okay, Jaime, I'm gonna need you to go clean the dishes. The beach. Oh, the beach. No, not that, Jaime. That's nasty. Don't do that. The dishes, the fish. No, not the fishes. The dishes, the beach. Okay, fine. How about you refill the tea? What tea? 6? Refill the sex. No, not refill the sex. Who taught you that T equals to sex? After he got that, he returned to this classroom as a teacher, teaching AP Calculus, even though a lot of the students didn't really know basic math. In 1974, he started teaching at Garfield High School, where he was criticized for the way he taught kids. Firstly, he didn't let the kids into the classroom unless they completed all their homework and got every single problem on the homework right. So if you didn't get a problem right and you were really struggling on that, there's a possibility that you could have missed the entire semester in Jaime Escalante's class. He also promised the kids that they would be rich and they'd get jobs in computer engineering, and any sort of technology if they sat in the front row, because if you're in the front row, that means that you're taking in more information than you're in the back row. Because when you're in the back row, you're usually, according to him, messing around and talking to your friends and doing stuff like that. Now, this was probably a problem for the kids who did sit in the back row because there weren't seats in the front row, because they're probably heavily criticized by him, and he kind of saw them as being dumb and stupid. Oh yeah, like you. But why you gotta bully me like this, bro? Also, if his students got below a B+, as in they got a C or a D or an F, he'd be requested that they get removed from any extracurricular activities and any fun things. He would just, and if they decided to not care and go to it, he would walk to that extracurricular activity, pull the kid out, and embarrass them in front of their entire friends. Later, he recruited Ben Jimenez to be a teacher assistant, and when him and Ben were together, they ended up, making kids really smart. Escalante already was very good at teaching kids stuff, so they were doing good. So they kept passing the AP Calculus exam, which is an extremely hard test to pass. And from a guy who had a lot of kids in the class, most in the wherever he was, most people from his class were passing that exam than any other school. But not every kid did pass that in Escalante's class, as he was very good at playing mind games with the kids. Escalante would rank his students from smartest to dumbest. So if you were the dumbest kid in the class and he ranked you as the dumbest kid, that kid would want to work his way up to becoming smarter so he's not the dumbest kid. But the problem is that there's always going to be a dumbest kid in the class. So this tactic was so that he can have all his students compete against each other about who's the smartest. Now, if he did this nowadays, it wouldn't really work the same way. Mr. Asteroidpine, you're the dumbest kid in the class. So? You're dumb. Hell yeah, I'm dumb. You're dumb. I know, man. I sound like Jacob. You're stupid, idiot, dumb, stupid, fuck. Frick. I know, man. I'm stupid, I'm dumb. I'm as dumb as a rock, man. 33 of his kids ended up passing the AP exam that entire year. This was a pretty high exam, so this garnered him national attention. In 1998, a book was written about him called Escalante, the Best Teacher in America. This book was written by J. Matthews. A movie was also made about him called Stand and Deliver. And this movie earned $13.9 million in box office on a $1.5 million budget. If you don't know movie terms, that's pretty good. He also got visits from famous people such as President Ronald frickin' Reagan and Mr. Get to the Job Out himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Later in life, he was fired from Garfield High School for the way he taught, despite all the national attention. And once he left, the math program started to decline heavily and kids stopped succeeding as well as they did. And when the school offered Escalante to come back, he declined it. That guy felt like the coolest man in the world walking out of the building like, they'll miss me. Later in life he retired and he moved back to Bolivia sometime in 2001. You know, but he did have his kids here in the United States, so he'd frequently come back to visit them here in the United States. In 2010, he faced financial issues due to his cancer treatment. And the cast of Stand and Deliver, the movie that was all about him, helped raise money to treat that cancer. He also moved back to the United States and moved to California specifically to live with his son. He also decided to take up teaching again at Harim Johnston High School. But this wouldn't last long, as Escalante would die on March 30th in his son's home while undergoing some cancer treatment. There's a memorial at Garfield High School where all the students, who weren't the dumb ones, came to honor him. Escalante was buried at Rose Hills Memorial Park, and in 2016, the U.S. Postal Service issued a commemorative stamp in his likeness. I don't know I had to do that. Imagine having a stamp. Isn't that kind of cool? Wouldn't you want a stamp? Yep. Anyway, that's it for this video. You have anything else to say? Nope. Don't really have much to say. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hit it, please do a thumbs up. And wait. This is a presentation. What am I doing? I don't know. I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye!
Jaden,
What?
help me, bro.
Bro, I'm recording something.
On holy shit โอเค